Hey everyone, and welcome. We live in a world that is always pushing for more, right? More goals, more achievements, more productivity. And honestly, it's pretty easy to feel overwhelmed by it all. So today, we're going to flip that script and look at a totally different perspective. One that finds real power, not in doing extraordinary things, but in the wonderfully, beautifully simple.
You know the feeling. We've all been there. You're just staring at this to-do list, and it feels less like a list and more like a mountain you're supposed to climb before lunch. That pressure to do something huge, something groundbreaking, every single day. It is exhausting, and it can make all our normal, everyday efforts feel like they just don't count.
So what do we do when we feel that way? Usually we go looking for some new app, some super complex productivity system, the next big life hack that's going to solve everything. But what if the answer isn't out there in some complicated new method? What if the most profound piece of wisdom for handling our crazy, busy lives has been hiding in plain sight this whole time? I mean, what if we could find it in the simple, everyday act of making a piece of toast? Yeah, you heard me right. Toast. I know, it sounds a little strange, but stick with me here. The process of turning a simple slice of bread into something warm and satisfying, well, it actually holds some incredibly powerful lessons for how we can approach our work, our goals, and really, our whole lives.
It all comes down to this one line. This is the foundation for this whole idea. It's this fantastic reminder that, sometimes the most meaningful insights come from the most unexpected, ordinary places. The real trick is just learning to look a little closer. And of course, this isn't just about the food. No, this idea has actually been built out into a whole philosophy, and it's all captured in a simple acronym, T.O.A.S.T. So let's break down what that actually means.
So T.O.A.S.T. stands for Totally Ordinary Average Tasks. It's a philosophy that is all about celebrating the small everyday wins, the simple things we manage to get done that move us forward even if just a tiny bit, and especially when they don't feel all that monumental.
Okay, so what can making toast actually teach us? Well, our first big lesson is all about the process of creation itself, and it gives us a new way to think about the role of pressure in our lives. Before you can even think about toast, you have to start with bread. And bread isn't just an ingredient here. It's a metaphor for the absolute fundamentals in our lives. Think about it. It can represent wealth, food, even life itself. It's our core resources, our foundation.
And this super simple process, it maps perfectly onto our own lives. We start with our fundamentals, that's the bread. Then life applies heat, right? That's the pressure, the challenges, the deadlines. And it's through that heat that we are actually transformed, that we grow into something new, something more.
And that right there is the key takeaway. When life gets chaotic and the heat gets turned up, it is so easy to see all that pressure as just a bad thing. But this philosophy reminds us that those very challenges are the necessary ingredient for growth. Heat isn't just there to burn us. It's a catalyst for real transformation. So, if the heat is the process, what about the outcome? Well, that brings us right to our second lesson, which is all about the incredible value of just finishing something, even when it's far from perfect. In our world of constant optimization and life hacking, this is a seriously radical idea. The T.O.A.S.T. philosophy argues that maybe, just maybe, true productivity is actually found in simplicity. Just getting one ordinary, simple thing done is a genuine victory. It's something that absolutely deserves to be recognized. This idea also gives us permission to be imperfect. I mean, think about it. Even if you burn the toast a little bit, you still went through the motions. You still made something. This is all about freeing ourselves from that crushing pressure to be perfect all the time and instead just getting things done. Now look, this doesn't mean we just abandon high standards altogether. Some days really do call for that meticulous planning, for trimming the crusts, so to speak. But most days are about the simple, satisfying victory of just making the toast, of checking off those small to-dos. The trick is knowing which kind of day it is and giving yourself a break. And in the end, it all comes back to this, finding real, genuine gratitude and a sense of accomplishment in finishing a simple, ordinary task. It's not a masterpiece, it's not going to change the world, it's just toast. And you know what? That is more than enough.
Okay, so how does this focus on tiny little things connect to our bigger ambitions? It might seem like focusing on the small stuff means giving up on the big goals, but the T.O.A.S.T. philosophy actually argues the complete opposite.
And this is the final, really powerful insight. True, lasting progress, it isn't made in these giant, heroic leaps.
It's the result of small, consistent, ordinary actions that just stack up, one on top of the other over time. Every huge ambition you've ever had gets done in exactly the same way, one small, manageable piece, or byte, at a time.
So, as we wrap this up, I'm just going to leave you with this question. The next time you feel that weight of your to-do list pressing down on you, just remember the simple power of Toast. What's the one totally ordinary, average, standard task you can get done today and feel genuinely good about? What's your T.O.A.S.T for today?